but nobody came. Greetings everybody, Economy of Games Online. Welcome back to more Undertale. In the last episode, we took down Undying, the Undying. And we went through Hotlands. We've met the kill quota now. With that done, there's no turning back. There's no way now for us to abort our genocide run. Besides resetting, of course, but why would we do that? My, so you finally arrived. After our first meeting, I realized something ghastly. You're not just a threat to monsters, but humanity as well. Oh my, that's an issue. You see, I can't be a star without an audience. And besides, there are some people I want to protect. Ahaha, eager as always, eh? But don't touch that dial, there's something you haven't accounted for. As any true fan would know, I was first created as a human eradication robot. It was only after becoming a star that I was given a more photogenic body. However, those original functions never been fully removed. Come any closer and I'll be forced to show you my true form. Fine then. Ready? It's showtime! This is Mettaton Neo, the hardest boss in the game. You have to use some very professional strategies and... Ugh. Guess you don't want to join my fan club. And that's seriously it. Now if you look at your status, we are now level 19. Max HP is now 92. Presumably 20 is the maximum level, which means there's probably one last obstacle in our way. While we're on our way to where we need to be, though, I also did a little bit more research off camera. I found something about a pacifist run, which is more or less what we were doing as our first run, where we didn't kill anything. It is still okay if you hurt enemies, just as long as you ultimately spare them. I mention this because sometimes if you start fighting enemies, they will eventually lose their will to fight because you're fighting them. So that's something to keep in mind. But the moment you kill an enemy, you're off the pacifist route. Just a random thing I thought I'd bring up while we were in this elevator. And here, we've now arrived at the core. Elevator, I'm pretty sure, is out of service. Elevator's in use, yeah, so we can't take the elevator. We have to take the steam route. We go forward in our very monochrome area once again. Yeah, this video might actually end up being cut short, depending on how long this goes on for. But I guess we're going to find out, because I know when I want to end this episode. Go here. He leaves them in the kitchen and the hallway. One thing I didn't show off is here. It's a heart-shaped locket inside the box. Will you take it? You got the locket. Knife inside the box. Will you take it? You got the real knife. These are two different items in the pacifist run. I think they still have the same stats. They're just different names. So let's start with the locket. Use right where it belongs. And the more creepy one, the real knife. About time. Yeah, don't know what to say to that. Howdy, Nick. You finally made it home. Remember when we used to play here? Hee hee hee. Boy, today's gonna be just as fun. You took the key and put it on your phone's keychain. So now we have to go get the other key. I remember when I first woke up here, in the garden. I was so scared. I couldn't feel my arms or my legs. My entire body had turned into a flower. Mom, Dad, somebody help me. I called out, but nobody came. How familiar that phrase is, but nobody came. Eventually, the king found me, crying in the garden. I explained what had happened to him. Then he held me, Nick. He held me with tears in his eyes, saying, There, everything is going to be alright. He was so emotional. But, for some reason, I didn't feel anything at all. Here's where the second key is. Check the fridge. No chocolate. Yeah, this is something I didn't really point out. Red text is, well, text that is specific to the genocide run. So, yeah, okay. But I did not actually show a bit of text that was in Toriel's house, where you, I think it's like you check the sink or something, and then the protagonist thinks, where are the knives? Again, creepy. I unlocked the chain. The date I came here. So we've got all these very interesting thoughts. I soon realized I didn't feel anything about anyone. My compassion had disappeared. And believe me, it's not like I was trying. I wasted weeks with that stupid king, vainly hoping I would feel something. It became too much for me. I ran away from home. Eventually, I reached the ruins. Inside I found her, Nick. I thought of all people, she can make me feel whole again. She failed. Haha. I realized those two were useless. I became desperate. I just wanted to love someone. I just wanted to care about someone. Nick, you might not believe this, but I decided it wasn't worth living anymore. Not in a world without love. Not in a world without you. So, I decided to follow in your footsteps. I would erase myself from existence. And you know what? I succeeded. But as I left this mortal coil, I started to feel apprehensive. If you don't have a soul, what happens when you... Something primal starts to burn inside me. No, I thought, I don't want to die. Then I woke up. Like it was all just a bad dream. I was back at the garden. Back at my save point. Interested, I decided to experiment. Again and again, I brought myself to the edge of death. At any point, I could have let this world continue on without me. As long as I was determined to live, I could go back. Amazing, isn't it, Nick? I was amazed, too. At first, I used my powers for good. I became friends with everyone. I solved all their problems flawlessly. Their companionship was amusing. For a while. As time repeated, people proved themselves predictable. What would this person say if I gave them this? What would they do if I said this to them? Once you know the answer, that's it. That's all they are. It all started because I was curious. Curious what would happen if I killed them. I don't like this, I told myself. I'm just doing this because I have to know what happens. What an excuse. You of all people must know how liberating it is to act this way. At least we're better than those sickos who stand around and watch it happen. Those pathetic people that want to see it, but are too weak to do it themselves. I bet someone like that's watching right now, aren't they? Nowadays, even that's grown tiring. You understand, Nick. I've done everything this world has to offer. I've read every book, I've burned every book, I've won every game, I've lost every game, I've appeased everyone, I've killed everyone. Sets of numbers, lines of dialogue, I've seen them all. But you're different. I never could predict you, Nick. When I saw you in the ruins, I didn't recognize you. I thought I could frighten you, then steal your soul. I failed. And when I tried to load my save file, it didn't work. Nick, your determination, somehow, it's even greater than mine. I just have one question for you, Nick. How'd you get back to the ruins from here? Wait, I know. She must have taken you when she left, and decided to give you a proper burial, rather than hanging out in the basement forever. But why then? What made you wake up? Did you hear me calling you? It doesn't matter now. I'm so tired of this, Nick. I'm tired of all these people. I'm tired of all these places. I'm tired of being a flower. Nick, there's just one thing left I want to do. Let's finish what we started. Let's free everyone. Then, let's let them see what humanity is really like. That despite it all, this world is still kill or be killed. Then, well, I had been entertaining a few ways to use that power. Hehehe. But seeing you here changed my mind. Nick, I think if you're around, just living in the surface world doesn't seem so bad. We don't even need to leave to get them this time. The king has 6 of them locked away. I've tried hundreds of ways to get him to show me them, but he just won't. Nick, I know he'll do it for you. Why am I telling you all of this? Nick, I said it before. Even after all this time, you're still the only one that understands me. You won't give me any worthless pity. Creatures like us wouldn't hesitate to kill each other if we got in each other's way. So that's why... What's this? Feeling? Why am I shaking? Hey, Nick. No hard feelings about back then, right? Hey! What are you doing? Back off! I've changed my mind about all this. This isn't a good idea anymore. You should go back, Nick. This place is fine the way it is. Stop making that creepy face. This isn't funny. You've got a sick sense of humor. And we've arrived at our judgment. At this point, there's a box right here. I recommend you get you stock up your inventory on everything you possibly can. So let's put away the old tutu and burnt pan. Best inventory that I could recommend is this. Have the instant noodles and the butterscotch pie, have the face steak, have the 3 snowman pieces, and then the last 2 slots should be legendary heroes. That is the best inventory you can have. There's a save point here, and it might as well be your last chance save point. But we are here at our judgment. So, next time on Undertale, our final challenge is ahead of us. See you guys then.